Welcome to Fortune's Hiding Down Under TV. We are back for another pub show after the Crystal Palace win that we needed to get off and running to get our first 3 points of the season. Lads, how's your weekend's been? And for everyone that has been moaning, Matthew's brother, we've all got a beer today. So
right.
Cheers very much. Thank you very much.
Fuck you, Matty.
Yeah.
And Jimmy.
My weekend's been all right. Played on Friday. We lost 2-1, last kick of the game. And then, obviously, we won on Saturday, which we'll talk about. And then I watched you yesterday in your semi-final.
Yeah.
When I left, it was all going well.
Yeah. And then I came on.
So not sure who's the problem, you leaving or you coming on, or
mate,
both?
It was a hard one to take. We've had a very good season. We won the league and we lost the semi-final yesterday. And we had about 5 clean-cut chances. And, yeah, sometimes if you can't put the fucking ball in the back of the net, it's not going to be a day. So, and then I came on with 25 to go. I'm player manager as well, along with another guy, Gaz. But I came on with 25 to go. Got loads of stick from their bench saying, oh, their gaffer's coming on. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Scored the last kick of the game to make it 2-2. Top bins. And then it was fucking taken off me for offside. Oh, my God. The crowd were going mental as well. But, yeah, anyway. But that was my weekend. So, yeah, gutted.
What Matty of the dog, was it?
No, just gutted about that one.
Yeah, but it's not a KPR podcast, is it? So, fuck him.
But,
you like trying to wind me up, don't you? Don't worry, it works, mate. But yeah, I'm not in KVR anyway. But Sunday morning, we obviously got going with the football. Did you watch it, boys? Obviously,
I did watch it live. Yeah, stayed up for it. Rare occasion.
Yeah, 12 o'clock kickoff for us.
12 o'clock, not bad, was it?
Yeah.
No. I haven't had many of those the last few years with Europe and that. Saturday, 12 o'clocks.
Yeah, Saturday night makes a difference, doesn't it? So much better than Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good.
We were on the ropes in the first half, weren't we?
Yeah.
Rode our luck a little bit.
I don't think there would have been too many people sitting there and seeing the starting lineup and going, oh, fuck, this is going to be a good night.
No, that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah.
The starting lineup. When I saw it, as I'm sure everyone else was, I was a bit pissed off.
Yeah. You were expecting Cornet to start well, according to our group chat.
Cornet innings. Look, with hindsight, it didn't work. You know, Antonio didn't have his best game. The difference between Soufal and Wan-Bissaka was chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, it's, you know, it showed up that he's got to change it now. You know, and you know, you kind of commend him in a way for giving a chance to the old guard to prove themselves. Souček's had the chance and he's taken it, you know, so he's probably going to be sticking around a bit more. But, the first half wasn't great, but the second half was.
I think even, like, as disappointed as I was with the lineup, I think the way that the lineup actually applied themselves for the first half was better than our showing against Villa. You could still see that the problems were very obvious, like going through that midfield was non-existent really, wasn't it? But I thought Rodriguez was definitely better than he was the week before. But yeah, Mavropanos still had a couple of funny moments, didn't he, in the first 10, 15 minutes?
He did. I don't think first half we were necessarily any worse than we were against Villa.
The bar wasn't set high though, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I think, I slagged Mavropanos off. Him and Kilman were fucking immense on the weekend, second half.
They definitely got better, didn't they?
The
first 10 minutes, I was a bit worried, but moving on from that, I thought they got better as the game went on. And
Kilman was unbelievable.
He was. Yeah.
It was just a fucking game.
It surprised me. He came out of nowhere, really. From what I've seen of him pre-season and the Villa game, I wasn't expecting
that surge forward I've seen a couple of times, and it's good. I mean, it's you go when a centre half starts roaming into the other half and going off, you start to get a bit worried. But he's actually good on the ball for a big bloke, isn't he?
He makes good decisions, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll probably get into the second half soon, but that pass he put in to play Bowen in was sublime. Like, the more you look at it, the more you realise how narrow that passing lane got by the time he actually executed it. It was fucking good. So,
what do you think, Kingy? Did you watch it live?
Yeah, no, I watched it at 2 a.m. I fell asleep and then my alarm didn't go off, so I got up, watched it, started watching it because I was fully awake at 2 a.m. And Mason, my cousin, who was on last year, fucking messaged me on saying what's her fucking result. So, but I was too up and about, so I watched the whole game. And first half was fucking terrible in my eyes. I thought it was pretty boring to watch. Average, it looks like a team that are still trying to find themselves, which is obviously going to happen. But it still had sort of like that Moyes effect on it a little bit. And as you say, chalk and cheese with the Wan-Bissaka change with Sofao. It was a chalk and cheese performance from first half to second half because of the changes. And that's what I want to see. Because there's no point in getting all these players in and trying to play a certain way with all the old guard when it's quite clearly not quite working. They're not doing it too badly. But for me, it needs to. We need to make the changes now to bed them players in. We said this before. Like, none of these fucking bedding players in it. They're good enough. Like, Wan-Bissaka came on for 25. He should get a start against Bournemouth as well. So that's going to get him up to speed as well.
Do you actually want him to start against Bournemouth? Because I was thinking about this, like, and going, well, for those players who start against Bournemouth, do you think they're going to start against City?
Well, I think Todibo needs to start against Bournemouth because he hasn't started a game yet. I think anyone that hasn't yet started a game yet needs to start a game. I think Somerville, Fulkrug, as you say, Todibo, and probably Wan-Bissaka, right?
Let's look at it. You've got all these players in as first team, first 11s. So that is a perfect game to use it.
Ward-Prowse will probably start.
Without doubt.
The only thing that worries me is about, like, what's he going to do in terms of those players and how fresh they'll be for the City game.
No, I don't think that'll come into the thinking. We've accustomed to 2 games a week. I know we won't have as many this year.
No.
And everyone we've brought in have played 2 games a week as well. So I don't think it's any different. But to get his message and point across, I think he needs to play them players who he's brought in to challenge that first 11. So the old guard of Souček and Sofao, and you need to put them straight in, Antonio included, and fucking let them go. And let's see what they can do as a collective, because I tell you what, it could open up massively.
It could. But if you just take away the goal that Souček scored and look at the rest of his contributions on the game, there wasn't a lot, was there?
Look,
and I know, like, goals win games, right? But you still sit there and wonder what else are you fucking missing out on for.
I was actually really happy for him.
So
and the reason is I love him. I love the guy. You know, and all the times that we've sort of said we don't want him in the starting lineup, it's purely on footballing ability and the fact that if he's playing one of those 2 holding roles, he's not the guy that you want.
No.
But
even when Alvarez came on.
But how many times have we said all he does is score goals? And he pops up time and time again.
He does, doesn't he?
Now, I still don't want him in the team. I don't want him starting.
No.
But you've got to hand it to the guy. He just keeps proving people wrong over and over again. All last season, we were saying we've got to drop him. And then we were coming back and saying, well, we can't drop him now because he's scoring. And he's done it again. I know it's only 2 games in.
But he's got a penalty and he scored a goal.
But what more do you want the guy to do?
He's also deadlifted a fucking
saved the kid
saved a child as well.
You know when he's lifted it, you just hear the Titanic music going through. Then Bowen just drags him out.
He's looking at a fucking night.
Did you see Paquetá as well? He just fucking jumps. It's like, yes, he's just loving it with the crowd. And everyone's trying to save a kid.
Do you know that goal's actually put him in the record books of the the most goals
from midfield without penalties.
Yeah, scored from midfield.
Really? For West Ham?
28 for West Ham.
Really? Wow.
Trevor Sinclair that they were talking. I heard about that.
Okay. It's impressive, really, isn't it? But you go.
I got a bit of stick on our Brisbane Hammers Facebook page about the Souček
from
thing.
Frank.
Yeah, from Frank. And cheers, Frank. Fuck you, Frank. And it was well fucking said, like, what do you think about him now, sort of thing. And I was like, look, everyone's got an opinion. My opinion has always been the same all along. He does do good things. It's the same as Antonio. Great things. But when you're bringing in players like Rodriguez to play alongside Alvarez, and that's kind of what you want to see. So let me see that first, and then I'll tell you if I prefer that or that. And there's no point just saying, oh, look what he's done. Yeah, but what happens if it was Alvarez and Rodriguez? What could we get then? So, and then we can push probably higher up the pitch.
Well, if you watch, like, especially in that first half, right, when they were sitting off us a little bit, and then it was either Areola, it was Kilman or Mavropanos, and they're all trying to play the ball over the midfield and up to the next line. The midfield was just non-existent to go and pick up a knockdown ball or anything like that. So it's either Paquetá was too deep, Souček was too high, but there was no one in the middle ready to play off those strikers. And I think Souček he's part of that problem, right? Because he goes forward to try and create that alternative target.
His heat map was actually more up around that 18 yard. So it shows what Lopetegui's telling him to do.
Yeah, I prefer him to do that, but I prefer him doing it coming on for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, if we're chasing a game or something, fucking bring him on, throw him on.
But he might also be the fucking tool that Lopetegui actually wants. That's the other thing we're not taking into consideration here.
Yeah.
He might
be his main man.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, so as much as we're always going to be behind every single West Ham player, it's always going to be in the back of your mind of, like, what can we do better with a better player? Not a better player, someone different.
Yeah. When you look at it like that, right, you take away, like, you just player for player, right? You look at Soufal and Wan-Bissaka, right, and you just Wan-Bissaka's impact was phenomenal. Yeah. He did more in 20 minutes than Soufal did in 60, right? And even Fulkrug to Antonio. Yeah. Like, the intelligence of his runs to take the player away from Bowen. Both times when we went forward for the goal was really, really good. He fucked that chance up at the very end.
If you're playing fucking 3 games on the trot, then you score them.
Oh, of course. He's a much more intelligent player, I think, than Antonio. And I think his ball skills are a lot better as well, right? So
Antonio ain't got a fucking intelligence.
But I think the point I'm trying to make, though, is, like, when you look at Souček, like, you can see his value, but you can also see that then, like, if you have another ball-playing midfielder in there, it changes our dynamic, right? Whereas you look at Soufal and Antonio, and you're going, we got better players on the bench. Like, why are they even getting a game?
When you saw them fucking bench warming up, man, and I was like, fucking hell, they're right. Like, normally we've got 2 goalkeepers in that fucking corner flag fucking warming up. So,
a couple of kids.
Yeah, so that was a real boost for me to see that quality on the bench.
Couple of things I'll pick up. One, I do think Souček gets too much of a hard time. There are people that just coat him off, and I think you've got to respect what he's done at the club. I think he puts his body on the line. He's cut his face up about 3 fucking times on the field for us, right? Yeah. He is. He's a West Ham servant, right?
Yeah.
I guess time will tell as to whether or not he's part of that starting lineup going forward. But I'm open to us doing something different, because I think you touched on it just now. That game, the way we won it, was Moyes-esque. It wasn't any different to what we've seen. We gave over possession. We rode our luck in the first half, and Souček pops up and scores a goal, right?
Yeah.
I guess the thing is, Souček probably makes us Moyes-esque. So if we are to move on from that style and that era, I think we have to get to a point where
like thing in our heads where it's like you look at Souček, you think Moyes. Does that make sense?
Maybe with Antonio as well.
I just think it's the type of game that you're going to play where you're going to give the ball over. I think the hope is that Lopetegui has more than one way of playing, and that there are games that he will do differently, and he'll have a different starting lineup, a different style.
Yeah.
Well, we all said that, didn't we?
Yeah, and hopefully that comes along. But what I've seen so far is surrendering of the ball quite a bit, and us playing in a similar way.
Yeah. I think the 2 goals epitomise it as well. Like, as much as, I've just said it's great that Souček pops up and scores all these goals. And I think what you're getting at is we don't want to be at the point where we're having to rely on that. If Souček's not there and we're playing more like we did towards the end of the game, scoring goals like the second goal, better players, faster players, faster breaks, we're not going to need Souček there to fumble one in at the back post because we'll be fucking...
Well, who's doing that for many of the game at the end of last season? It's just relying on him.
Because we've got better players.
10 minutes, go for it.
That should be able to go 1, 2, 3 in the up in games. I'm not saying we're going to beat everyone, but there's plenty of games that we should be winning and scoring, 3 or 4 goals.
I think what those 2 games highlight is how tight the Premier League is in terms of capability. I think, from 4th down to like 16th, all those teams can beat each other on a day, right? Yeah. And it's about applying yourself and tweaking those tactics to get those one-ups.
Just being good in the moment.
We fucked it against Villa and we got it right against Palace.
And whether the players fucking adapt to the style of what Lopetegui wants. Well, it depends on them, as you say, that them group of teams. Depends how much them players buy into the way their managers are wanting to play. And I think time will tell, as you say, if our players take in what our manager's trying to put out.
What was the story with the team talk at half time?
I liked it.
Because he took them out in the rain, didn't he?
In the change room, yeah. Well, did you see the change room? It was like a fucking
it's an absolute shithole, isn't it?
To be fair, though, we've got a lot of them fucking shipping containers that are fucking our training ground.
But what's your training ground?
Yeah, true,
yeah. It was interesting. I didn't mind it though. It showed something a bit fucking different, didn't it?
I think one thing's for sure. I reckon Lopetegui's in-game management is a lot better than Moyes, and he's not afraid to switch it up either. It doesn't.
Not reactive.
It is, and no one seems to be that sacred cow who's never going to come off right. And just even that last 5 or 10 minutes, like we're 2-0 up, shore things up, go to 3 at the back. Yeah, Cresswell comes on as well and did a reasonable job. He's not afraid to change it up, which I'm really interested to see what he's going to do now for the City game. I've got a funny feeling he might go to 3 at the back as a start, play. Because, how do you drop Mavropanos and Kilman? Right? They're both...
Yeah, but does he have to get Todibo in?
Well, if he goes to a back 3, you'd think that Todibo would play in the middle.
Would you do that against Man City?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think I would.
I think we're going to play a bloody low block against City, aren't we?
Sorry, Mr. Moyes. You have to speak up.
Yeah, but we're going to, aren't we?
City have got nothing to be scared of.
No.
Fuck's sake.
But these are the sort of games where you want a quicker fucking striker up top.
Yeah.
Like somebody under the age of 45.
Yeah.
Because you need an outlet.
Yeah. That's
not our outlet. Fulkrug, I think, would be able to hold the ball up much better than Antonio. So that can get our wingers into the game.
Yeah.
That's it. Only saving grace, but I really wish that we'd bought someone who was quick, dynamic, on the pace, offer something different because we haven't got that.
Someone like Duran.
Oh, possibly,
something like him. Yeah.
But you've also got you've got Kudus, you've got Somerville and Bowen, who are all quick players, right? And they can all play in and around the feet of a striker.
But if he plays Soufal again against City,
I can't see that happening.
Surely not.
I can't see that happening.
Not when we.
I think that one, the full crew for me seems like just a timing thing. Get them in, get them more established, get them comfortable.
I think that's the way that he will do it gradually. And I think, the way that Souček and Rodriguez played at the weekend, they probably will stay in. Wan-Bissaka and Fulkrug to me would be the next change. And then with Alvarez coming back, that gives you another problem, a good problem for the next couple of weeks.
Alvarez and Souček in the middle.
Not interested in that.
No.
Don't bet against it, though.
You could be right. Yeah, it's
Alvarez
difficult
and Rodriguez.
to...
100%. But don't bet against that Souček and Alvarez be playing that centre midfield.
Yeah,
I don't know how you could leave Rodriguez out though after the. No,
It'd be
I'm
a
not
lot
saying
easier to leave
I'm not
him out
saying he
than
was
it would be
fantastic, but he was a lot better than the Villa game.
Oh, I think Alvarez will be on the bench again.
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Bowen's goal. Fuck. You kind of
Brilliant,
expect it
wasn't it?
once Bowen goes through in those positions now, but it was a great goal. It was an.
I'll tell you what impressed me about that though is like how fucking quick Wan-Bissaka was there. Like, if there was trouble, he easily had him as an option to play out to the right. He's fucking quick. It was good to watch. But yeah, the Kilman pass was fucking sublime. That made the whole thing.
It wasn't just the pass, it was what he did before the pass as well.
Oh, yeah. He jinxed round the fucking player, carried on, got over the halfway line, looked up and threaded it through. Weight of the ball was fucking perfect.
It's brilliant, wasn't it?
Just
brilliant.
And then it doesn't matter. Once Bayern gets that ball in his left foot, game over.
Absolutely fucking ragdolled old mate we got in the England squad as well. I forget his name.
Gay.
No, the other one.
Concert.
Yeah, Wharton. Absolutely
Wharton,
fucking ragdolled him. Yeah. Shook him off.
He's a
Made him
good
look
player,
like,
by the way.
Yeah, mate,
his first half was fucking great, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed how much he dropped away after about the 50-minute mark. He wasn't really at the races after that, and we sort of started to get on top of it. So
what centre back can play a fucking ball like that?
oh yeah,
Yeah, it was
Real
class. Wasn't it?
Fernandesque, mate.
It's just
class.
superb.
yeah. It was lovely to watch, wasn't it? Even Bowen though, like when he pushed the ball back onto his left foot, like his back lift to like swing at that ball was like nearly non-existent.
Yeah,
and he's beat the keeper at the fucking near post as well.
it's a great finish.
It was great, wasn't it?
Finish. Paquetá needs to sort himself out. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Another game like that, I'd be dropping him.
Pack of shite the last couple of games.
I mean, you know what you get with him, right? He can do something on out
Dodgy
in his
car
world,
on Howard
but
Hill.
he needs to sort himself out.
Yeah, but look,
I'll put money on it that fucking he has a game of his life against City.
Against City, yeah.
With Uncle Pep watching him. He'll go up and give him a big cuddle before the game.
Oh, fuck,
I'm
I don't
so
want to see
sorry.
that game.
growing up, though, obviously I wasn't as old as you, but like, in terms of Di Canio,
Yeah.
not every game he had was fucking brilliant.
no.
And everyone takes him down as a fucking legend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is he
The
been
thing-
He didn't have as
thing
many
is,
off
though,
games.
Di Canio won games
away games?
on his own.
Yeah.
He didn't play away games.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He didn't like going
So you
outside
look
of
at it
London.
both ways.
Yeah.
He's just someone that you want in your fucking pocket and go,
Oh, yeah.
look
He
at
is.
the shiny thing
Yeah.
I've got.
Oh,
It's just
you know what I mean?
frustrating, isn't it?
You want him playing for you, not against you. But I guess on his two showings so far this year, there's nothing really to write home about. You're going, fuck, he's got to play.
Don't forget, he's got a fucking massive thing hanging over his head at the moment. Like, you don't know how much that gets into your head.
Yeah.
Like, so,
It's been there for long enough already, though. So
yeah,
you
but that's
think
when it started going downhill, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, like, since that come in.
Yeah, no, in his first season, he took a long time to adapt.
He did,
was playing silly little 5-yard
Falling
passes
over,
that weren't
injured.
getting there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's the big difference, I say, between him and Di Canio, right? Is Di Canio always nailed the basics. There were games where Di Canio didn't get a hold of the game and make an impact, but then that whole expectation that he would was because he was so brilliant. Right? But when he gets the basics wrong, it does my head in.
Yeah.
So I go, how can you be that technically good and not be able to play a 5-yard pass properly?
He wouldn't get in my fucking team.
I bet he wouldn't be bothered, either.
You'd be offside anyway, wouldn't you?
It's not a fucking KBR podcast.
We covered that.
But it was a good win, wasn't it? It was a really good win.
Yeah. Surprised me, to be honest with you, because there was moments there where some of the
and it takes the pressure off the City game now as well.
Yeah.
Because
does.
everyone's expecting us to get beat. So if we
shuts a few of those fucking haters up.
It does,
no points within the next 10 games or whatever.
And even if we do lose, which I hope we don't, and I think we've got a reasonable chance, we're still going to be mid-table. When it's not like we're down at the bottom looking up at everyone.
No, that's right. That's right. So
could be worse. Could be Man United fan.
I know we were talking about it being a low block, but I'd be interested just to see us have a dip at them. I mean, what do we have to lose? Like we're still just trying to work out our playing style. So fuck it, just have a crack, see what happens.
Yeah.
But low block doesn't necessarily mean that we ain't going to get something out of the game either, right?
True.
And I think if he plays Wan-Bissaka, we have a lot more chance of containing Haaland.
Yeah, and Doku as well.
Yeah, and then you've seen how devastating we can be on the break.
Oh, we can score goals. It's just whether we let them.
How many we can stop at theirs? Yeah,
we're going to surrender possession against City.
Yeah,
no one doesn't.
No.
So yeah,
but we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Yeah, true.
Yes, so we've been back in the pub again, signed a petition for concessions. Always going to say it. Good to see the balloons out on the weekend from the fans, away fans.
Yeah.
Very good, love that. Condolences to the ball boy. He's probably going to need a chiropractor after that fucking ball falling on his back. So I hope he will.
He's got signed Bowen shirt.
I love how Bowen did the interview after and was like, "Yeah, I've given him my shirt. He's all good now."
What else would a Crystal Palace player want?
He was so impressed by himself as well. I was like, "What are you going on about?"
He did say, "I don't know if he wanted it being a Palace fan." Though.
Did he say that?
He did.
They cut that on Match of the Day.
He did say that. Yeah.
It was on Match of the Day. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But he was just like, gave him my shirt. He's good now. And that was it, cut. And I was like, all right, fucking hell. He must be elated.
The transcript I saw, he's saying it. I'm not sure if he wanted it or not because he's a Palace fan, but he gave it to him.
But yeah, we're going to be, I need to speak to you lot, but we are going to redefine the shows because obviously No Europe this year and stuff like that, Thursday shows, we're going to maybe cut them up a little bit. But yeah, we'll talk about that after. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Please like and subscribe. Always good for the algorithm of the internet and YouTube. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. One thing left to say.
Come on.